I'm so happy to announce my new album, Happy Together. When my orchestra and I were finally able to get together.
The music world recently received heartbreaking news that has left millions of fans around the world in shock. André Rieu, the world-famous king of waltz, who spent decades bringing joy, love, and elegance to audiences everywhere, is now facing a serious health diagnosis. Known for his dazzling concerts and his ability to make classical music come alive, Rieu has always been a symbol of happiness and celebration. But now, the cheerful rhythm that once filled concert halls seems to have slowed down. The cancellation of several of his shows led to growing concern among fans, and soon the truth came to light. André's health had taken a painful turn. What made this moment even more emotional was when his beloved son, Pierre Rieu, appeared before the world to speak on behalf of his father. With tears in his eyes, Pierre expressed gratitude to fans and shared the family's sadness, hinting that this might be a farewell to a man whose music touched every corner of the world. It was not just a family's heartbreak, it was a global moment of sorrow, as millions realized that an era of musical magic might be coming to an end. André Leon Marie Nicolas Rieu was born on October 1, 1949, in Maastricht, the Netherlands. From his earliest days, music was part of his soul. His father was a professional conductor who led a symphony orchestra, and this environment made young André fall in love with music. The sound of violins, the beauty of orchestral harmonies, and the power of melodies surrounded him every day. André began learning the violin at a very young age, showing remarkable talent and discipline. He studied at some of Europe's most respected conservatories, in Liege, Maastricht, and Brussels, where he developed not only his technical skills but also a deep understanding of musical emotion. He explored every genre, from Baroque and Romantic to modern classical styles, learning how to blend the grace of the past with the excitement of the present. Those early years shaped his dream, to bring classical music out of its limited concert halls and into the hearts of people everywhere. His dream was not just to play music, but to make it something that everyone could feel and enjoy. No matter who they were. In the 1970s, André Rieu began his professional career as a violinist, performing with different orchestras across Europe. But something felt missing. The audiences were small, the atmosphere formal, and the joy of music seemed to be fading. André wanted to change that. He wanted people to dance again, to feel the beauty of the waltz as it was meant to be, alive, joyful, and full of passion. In 1978, he formed a small ensemble dedicated to waltz music, inspired by the legendary Johann Strauss. What started as a simple idea soon grew into a revolution. By 1987, this little group became the Johann Strauss Orchestra, with only 12 members at first. Over time, it expanded to more than 60 musicians, one of the largest private orchestras in the world. André's concerts were different from any other classical shows. They were colorful, emotional, and full of laughter and joy. Audiences clapped, danced, and sometimes even cried as they listened. Through his unique style, André brought life back to classical music, making it accessible and enjoyable for everyone, from young children to elderly fans who had loved the waltz for generations. The 1990s became the decade that turned André Rieu into an international superstar. His album Strauss & Company, released in 1994, became a huge success and changed his life forever. Concerts began to sell out across Europe, and soon he was performing in the United States, South America, and Australia. Fans called him the King of Waltz, and for good reason. He made the violin sing, laugh, and sometimes even cry. His orchestra's elegant costumes, stage designs, and joyful performances made every concert feel like a celebration of life. André didn't just perform for audiences, he connected with them. His shows mixed classical masterpieces with movie themes and modern melodies, creating an experience that touched hearts of all kinds. Over the years, he sold more than 40 million albums and DVDs, won numerous awards, and became one of the highest-grossing touring artists in the world, standing alongside pop and rock legends. What made André Rieu truly special was not just his talent, but his heart. He believed that music could unite people, heal pain, and bring joy even in the darkest times. His concerts were more than performances, they were shared moments of happiness. Behind every great artist is a strong support system, and for André Rieu, that strength came from his family. His wife, Marjorie Rieu, has been his life partner and business partner for decades. She played an important role in managing the orchestra, planning tours, and handling production. Together, They built not only a music empire but a family dedicated to art, discipline, and love. Their two sons, Pierre and Marc Rieu, grew up surrounded by music. While Marc chose to become a painter, Pierre took a deep interest in the business and organization side of the orchestra. Over time, Pierre became one of the key figures managing global tours, media, and communications. His calm nature, intelligence, and love for his father helped keep the orchestra strong through every challenge. The Rieu family has always been more than a team. They are the heartbeat behind the magic. The love and trust between them turned the Johann Strauss Orchestra into not just a professional ensemble, but a family of musicians bound by passion and respect. This close bond would later play a powerful role when André's health began to decline, and Pierre had to take on even more responsibility. Even for someone as energetic as André Rieu, the life of a performer is full of physical and emotional challenges. Years of non-stop touring around the world began to take a toll on his body. In 2010, he suffered from a serious vestibular disorder, a condition that affected his balance and caused severe dizziness. The illness forced him to cancel many concerts in the United Kingdom and Australia. For the first time, André realized that even the strongest passion must sometimes give way to rest. Fans were heartbroken, but they supported him with love and patience. He eventually recovered and returned to the stage, continuing to perform with his usual charm. However, this experience left a deep mark on him. It reminded everyone that behind the glitter and glamour was a man giving everything to his music. Over the following years, more health concerns appeared, and the pressure of global touring became heavier. In 2016, the sudden passing of a beloved orchestra member added emotional pain to the physical stress. Yet, through it all, André stayed strong, guided by his love for music and the support of his family, who stood by his side at every step. As André's health issues grew more serious, his son Pierre began to play a bigger role in managing both the orchestra and the family's public communication. Fans had noticed André's reduced activity, and rumors began to spread online. Pierre, understanding the importance of honesty, decided to speak publicly about his father's situation. With great courage, he announced that André was facing a new and serious medical diagnosis. His words were emotional yet calm, a reflection of a son's love and respect for his father. Pierre thanked fans for their endless support and promised that the family and the orchestra would stand strong together. Fans appreciated this honesty and adaptation. They understood that while the maestro might no longer be on stage every night, his spirit continued to guide every note played by his orchestra. In many ways, this transition represents the natural flow of life, where a father's dream becomes a son's mission. Pierre's leadership shows that André Rieu's legacy is not ending, but evolving, reaching new audiences in new ways without losing its original heart and magic. André Rieu's influence extends far beyond the concert stage. His performances have united people from different cultures, languages, and generations. In his hometown of Maastricht, his summer concerts have become massive cultural events, drawing thousands of visitors from all over the world. Hotels, restaurants, and local shops fill with fans celebrating the joy of music, turning the entire city into a festival. This economic and cultural impact is a rare achievement for a classical musician. Through his vision, Rieu transformed classical music into something modern, fun, and deeply emotional. He proved that waltz music could be just as exciting and powerful as any pop concert. His orchestra's independence, operating without government funding, also shows his entrepreneurial spirit. Rieu combined the art of music with the mind of a businessman, creating a model where culture and creativity can flourish together. His concerts, DVDs, and recordings continue to sell worldwide, making him one of the most successful musicians of all time. Even now, when he performs less frequently, the power of his music continues to touch hearts, reminding everyone of the beauty of melody, tradition, and joy. As André Rieu's health challenges limit his live performances, many fans wonder what will happen next. But those close to him say this is not an ending. It is a transformation. The Rieu family is already planning the next phase of the orchestra's journey. Pierre Rieu, with his strong leadership and understanding of modern media, is expected to guide the orchestra into the digital age. The family plans to focus more on recording concerts, releasing documentaries, and using online platforms to reach audiences across the globe. With over 1 billion views on YouTube and millions of followers on social media, André's music has already built a massive digital presence. The future could include virtual reality concerts, remastered footage, and interactive experiences for fans. The Rieu family also hopes to support music education through scholarships and training programs, ensuring that André's dream of making classical music accessible to everyone continues. Through these efforts, the Rieu name will remain a symbol of love, culture, and inspiration for generations to come. Looking back at André Rieu's life and achievements, it is clear that he changed the way the world sees classical music. He made it warm, joyful, and personal. Through his concerts, millions experienced laughter, tears, and unforgettable memories. His orchestra became a global family, and his music brought together people from every corner of the world. Now, as he faces his most personal battle, the outpouring of love and support from fans shows just how deeply he has touched lives. Pierre's emotional farewell was not just a goodbye, it was a continuation of his father's legacy. The Johann Strauss Orchestra will go on, carrying the same passion, elegance, and beauty that André built from nothing. The melodies he created will keep playing in hearts and homes around the world. As time goes on, André Rieu's name will remain not just in the history of music, but in the memories of everyone who ever smiled, danced, or dreamed to the sound of his waltz. His journey teaches us that music is eternal, and that love, dedication, and art can outlast even the toughest challenges. In the end, André Rieu's story is not just about fame, success, or even tragedy. It is about love for music, for family, and for humanity. Even as his health challenges force him to step back from the stage, his influence continues to grow. His son Pierre now carries the torch, determined to protect and expand the world his father created. Together with the orchestra, he will ensure that André's melodies never fade away. The waltz that once enchanted the world will keep spinning, reminding everyone that beauty can survive even the hardest times. For fans, André Rieu is not just a musician, he is a symbol of joy, passion, and resilience. His life proves that dreams can indeed change the world, and even when the music stops for a moment, its echo continues forever. As long as there are hearts to listen and souls to dance, André Rieu's music will live on. A timeless gift from a man who dedicated his life to making the world a more beautiful place. As André Rieu's health struggles became public, the world responded with an outpouring of love and gratitude. Fans who had followed him for decades shared emotional tributes, remembering the joy his music had brought into their lives. Many recalled the first time they heard him play the Blue Danube or saw his orchestra fill the air with waltz rhythms that made entire crowds sway together. His concerts were not just performances, they were emotional experiences that connected hearts, no matter where people came from. Whether it was Europe, Australia, or North America, his shows always sold out because audiences knew they were witnessing something extraordinary. André didn't just play music, he made people feel alive. His son, Pierre, who had spent years helping his father manage the empire, became an even more visible presence during this period. Pierre's calm strength and quiet leadership became a symbol of hope for the orchestra and fans alike. In interviews, he spoke about how his father's greatest wish was not fame, but connection. He always said music should never be locked in concert halls. Pierre once shared, "It belongs to everyone, from the child who dreams to play the violin, to the grandmother who hums along in the kitchen." Those words perfectly summed up André's life philosophy. He believed that beauty was not meant for the elite, but for the whole world. And through his music, he gave everyone, rich or poor, young or old, a place in the dance. The news of André's farewell was difficult for many to accept. Fans gathered outside his performances, holding banners that read, "Thank you for the music, André, and you changed our lives." His orchestra, too, felt the weight of the moment. Many of them had been with him for more than 2 decades, traveling across continents, performing under moonlit skies, and sharing countless memories. To them, André was not just a conductor, he was family. He had celebrated their weddings, supported them through personal hardships, and built a sense of unity that few musical groups ever achieve. Each note they played in those farewell concerts carried both sadness and gratitude, the sound of love saying goodbye. Even as André stepped back, the essence of his music continued to grow. His orchestra, the Johann Strauss Orchestra, didn't stop. Instead, it evolved under Pierre's guidance. Pierre worked closely with his father for years, learning not only the business side of music but also the emotional rhythm that made André's concerts so special. He understood that the heart of the orchestra was not just talent, but connection. Every smile between musicians, every laugh shared during rehearsals, every standing ovation, That was the real magic of